and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Monday, 28th day of March, 25th day of ADAR Sheni. Today we talk to you about this question. Let's say it happens that you, for the past number of years, have always done a super strict amount of shiurim, measures at the Seder. Like, for example, the measure of how much matzah to eat at motzi matzah. You saw the strictest measure that was listed in your Haggadah as, let's say, 2/3 of a machine shmura matzah, and you made sure to eat that every single year. And this year you're having like stomach's not so perfect, and you're wondering whether, or you got a little older and you're wondering whether you have to do what you've done in past years. Or if you're going to go down from what you've done in past years, do you have to actually, let's say, get Hatoras Nedarim? Go to a basin and say, I had kind of a netter going. I did this strict way every year of eating a full 2/3 of a matzah, let's say, for the motzi matzah, and this year I can't. Do I have to do Hatoras Nedarim? Must I go in front of 3 men and be matir my netter, undo the sort of promise that I sort of did? So I took you to the Shulchan Aruch here, who discusses this matter in general, not regards to Pesach. Here's what he says: Dvarim hamutarim, if there are things that are permissible, v'hayodim bahem shehi mutarim, and he knows that they're permissible, na'agu b'neser, and then he accepted upon himself the custom of being strict on that, havi ki'ilu kiblu aleim beneder, then it's as if he accepted those things upon himself as a netter. Va'aser lahatiram b'hem, and he's not allowed to go lenient on them once he accepted the strict way. Hilkach, therefore, here's some examples. Misha ragil lehisanos tanios shalifnei Rosh Hashanah v'shabein Rosh Hashanah liyom kippurim, somebody who accepted upon himself some strict fasts before Rosh Hashanah and between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, or somebody who never eats meat or wine from Rosh Chodesh Av, or from the 17th of Tammuz, and he wants to go back on that because he's not as healthy. Tzarich gimel sheyatirilo, he needs to have 3 to be matir netter because he's going down and he's, throwing off the strictness that he had done in the past. That's the general rule that the Shulchan Aruch says. Now, over to our Pesach question. So if in past years you have done a strict measure of matzah, and this year your stomach's not so or you got a little older and you want to do less, do you need Hatoras Nedarim? So there is a machlokas about this. There is some argument. The Dagol Meravava says that if it's temporary, like just this year your doctor told you to cool it on wine or matzah, then no Hatoras Nedarim is necessary. But if you permanently want to go down, then Hatoras Nedarim, going in front of a beis din and breaking your netter, is necessary. The Shach doesn't make this distinction. I'm basically giving you guidelines here. You will have to discuss this with your rabbi in the end. Rav Shlomo Zalman, to give you more guidelines, says that you should always try to be matir netter in these situations. Go to a beis din, 3 men, say, I used to eat this strict amount of matzah, I need to go down. Rav Shlomo Zalman suggests that you get Hatoras Nedarim. Now, I want you to know that when you say Hatoras Nedarim every Erev Rosh Hashanah, there is a part where you say, Harei ani moser moda lifnechem. I'm announcing in front of you that any strictnesses that I accept upon myself, they're not really as a netter. So that might help also, because you have said that in front of a beis din as you approached this year. So, and lastly, for you to consider, I'm not deciding it for you, you will have to discuss this with your rabbi, but Rav Moshe says that a hidur is not included. In other words, if the mitzvah was A and you were doing A+, just to be a little nicer, then that's not really called something that needs a Hatoras Nedarim. You were just doing a bit of a hidur, you were making the mitzvah a little more beautiful, and this year you're going down on the beauty of the mitzvah. That wouldn't need a Hatoras Nedarim, so says Rav Moshe. So what does that mean for your situation? If you have to eat a little less matzah this year than usual, or drink a little less wine than usual, you really should discuss this with your rabbi. I didn't come to decide this for you today, just to give you that there is talk amongst the rabbis about this, and you should discuss it with your rabbi. I got 9 seconds. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.